Guys, if you're at a brokerage that doesn't love the concept of teams, or you're at a brokerage that doesn't have high-level coaching in place for team leaders, then you are possibly in the wrong place. Today, I'm going to show you why Real is a great brokerage for team leaders. However, the most important thing I can tell you is that Real is not a destination, and neither is any other brokerage. There is no world where you join this brokerage or that brokerage and running a team becomes easy and effortless. From a team leader perspective, a brokerage is just a vehicle. You are the leader of your team. You set the destination. And from my perspective, your job as the team leader is to figure out which brokerage vehicle is best suited to help you get wherever it is that you want to go. Guys, I'm Dave Seibert. I've led a team here in Virginia for over 10 years, and the goal of this video is to help you determine what type of vehicle Real Broker is and help you evaluate if it's the right one to take you where you're trying to go. Moving brokerages is a big decision. Moving an entire team to a new brokerage is an even bigger decision. I would be more than happy to jump on a one-on-one call with you at some point to unpack this further, but today I'm going to focus on 3 things first. First, I'm going to help you do a vibe check. What's the culture like at Real? And what does the relationship between a team leader and the brokerage look like? Then, I'm going to break down the financial structure to help you think through the economics. Lastly, I'm going to talk about the technology and operation support that Real offers. So if your goal is to walk away from this video with a much better sense of what Real is like as a brokerage and hear a team leader's personal perspective, then this video is just for you. Now for the fun part. Real Brokerage views itself as a platform on which agents build their business. From a brand perspective, they want to build incredible systems and technologies that run mostly in the background. I think Real has a great brand, but you as the team lead have the choice to feature their brand prominently or not. Real's brand guidelines are basically whatever the minimum amount of broker brand visibility that your state requires, that is their basic policy, okay? I came from a brokerage that felt strongly that a core part of their value was their brand, and they required all team branding to be subordinate to the company brand. And that was great for them. But I knew when I was there that if I wanted to grow a big brand myself, that ambition was in conflict with the brand goals of my prior company. Real is pretty much the polar opposite. They actually believe so strongly in local branding and agent branding that they have this program called Private Label, where independent brokerages, entirely independent brokerages, can actually join Real and essentially rest their existing brokerage on top of Real's platform and continue doing business as usual. In many states, they can even continue to write contracts in the name of, we'll say, ABC Realty, and not market the Real name at all. So point number 1 is that at Real, you have a huge amount of flexibility with how you present and how you communicate your brand in the marketplace. Continuing with the theme of flexibility, Real has no mandates on how you coach or run your team. They don't tell you how much you have to charge your clients, and they don't charge you any monthly fees. For me, broker flexibility was a top priority, and Real really checks that box for me. The other key points from a culture perspective is that Real is a very innovative and forward-thinking company. So if you like to be an entrepreneur and you like disruptors and kind of blazing a trail, then you will really appreciate the leadership of this company. It is extremely entrepreneur-centric. The other really interesting thing about Real culture is that if the real estate industry handed out a sportsmanship award, Real would probably win it every time. I've never seen a brokerage with so many key values around being kind and being gracious as leaders, and I've never seen so many people be so helpful to each other collaborating in my life. Collaboration over competition is highly embedded into the culture, and these guys genuinely practice what they preach, and I am a big fan of that. I do want to give a little caveat and say that if you love competition like I do, feel free to bring that competitive energy and never change that. What you will encounter at Real are a lot of very brilliant, very successful leaders that are very driven and naturally competitive, but there is often humility and grace and respect in a way that might surprise you depending on where you might be coming from. The other culture aspects I would be remiss not to include are the stock awards. To me, this is as much of a feeling as it is a fact. I did not come from a brokerage where I was given shares of ownership in the company. And at Real, I've been awarded a meaningful amount of stock in the company over the last year. And it just feels different when you own a piece of the bigger pie. I really liked my prior brokerage a lot, but I never owned any of it. And then lastly, this is a cloud-based brokerage, so connectivity between you and your brokerage is going to feel different than it has for you if you're coming from a brick and mortar. I can talk a lot about this, and it's probably better to do so over a call, but connecting with leaders, state brokers, and other agents at the company functions a little different if you're used to an office environment. Ever since COVID, people stopped coming into my office, my prior office, so connectivity at brick and mortar brokerages in general is not what it used to be either. But so far, we've been able to transition really seamlessly to the cloud-based format. Every Monday, I'm in a mastermind called CEO Connect, and it's run by a guy who has a team out of Fargo, North Dakota, of all places. And it's been a really great opportunity for me to learn alongside other team leaders who are trying to solve similar problems to my problems. And there's question and answer and discussion. And again, it's led by a guy that is just further down the path than I am. And, these sessions have really helped me accelerate my growth as a leader in really meaningful ways. So if you feel like connecting with other team leaders and masterminding with team leaders is something that would benefit you, then Real has incredible opportunities for you to learn and grow as a leader. Real also uses WorkVivo as a connection platform, and I personally am on multiple text threads with other leaders at Real and other local agents, and Real has just put a lot of systems in place for agents to be able to connect, learn, and help each other along the way. I love the culture at Real, but we didn't become team leaders to just hang around with cool people. This is a business after all, so here are the numbers. There are 3 types of teams at Real, and we will talk through each of those, starting with what you probably traditionally think of when you think of a real estate team. You have a team leader, and you have team agents or team members. You have a split with Real, just like your agents, and then on top of that, you have your own split with your agents. All agents at Real are on an 85-15 split with the company. The team leader has a $12,000 cap with Real, and the team members have either $6,000 or $4,000 caps with Real. Teams that are doing $100 million in production are eligible for that $4,000 cap. If your team is doing less than $100 million, then the team members would be on a $6,000 cap with Real. Now, once the team leader has capped, then the team leader will be on a 100% split and will owe their portion of a $285 transaction fee for each closing after they cap. Team members, once they cap, are also on a 100% split with Real and will owe their portion of a $285 transaction fee on each transaction that closes until the team leader hits elite agent. And then the post-cap transaction fee is reduced to $129 per transaction for the entire team. What I mean by their percentage is if, say a team member is on a 60-40 split with their team leader, and both the agent and the team leader have capped with Real, then the team member would owe 60% of that transaction fee, and the team leader would owe 40% of that transaction fee. After the team leader has paid a total of $6,000 in post-cap transaction fees, then they hit what is called elite agent. And at this point, they receive a $16,000 stock award from Real. At that time, their $285 post-cap transaction fee is reduced to $129, just like the rest of their team. So that is what is owed to Real. As a team leader, you can structure your commission structure with your agents however you want. And Real has a back-end software called ProTeams, where you can set each agent up in their system so it can break down all the accounting for you. For teams that have a tiered or more complicated commission structure, team leaders and their admin are able to go into individual transactions and make edits or customizations to the team portion of a commission as needed. Real does require team leaders to charge their agents at least 10% of their commissions for a portion of the year, but beyond that, leaders have extreme flexibility to set their commission structures however they please. Something to keep in mind for team leaders while we're looking at the economics here. When you bring someone to Real and you sponsor them into the company, then you receive a portion of the revenue that they bring to Real through Real's revenue share program. So, for example, if you sponsor your teammate to the company and they are on a team cap of $6,000, then that agent would be considered a half capping agent in your network, and you would be eligible to receive up to $2,000 in revenue share from that agent through the revenue share program. It's important to factor that cost into the equation when you are evaluating your total cost to Real. So for each agent you have on your team that pays $6,000 to Real, up to $2,000 of that comes back to you. The other really cool thing about this aspect of Real is that if you are looking to scale and grow, then your whole team has this built-in incentive to bring other great agents over to your team. Historically, from my experience, team members don't always love when a team goes out and hires new agents. They may worry about culture fit or the dilution of opportunities, but if an agent on your team brings to your attention a great agent that is looking to move teams or brokerages, then you can offer a great financial incentive to your teammate for helping you grow. Either you can co-sponsor this new agent to the team with your existing team member so that you guys split the revenue share from the new agent, or you can let your agent, the agent on your team, sponsor the new agent and they get paid up to $2,000 each year for helping attract that agent. And then you, as the team lead, can still make up to $1,600 in revenue share from that same new agent because the new agent would be in your revenue share tier 2. So as long as you have 5 agents already in your tier 1, then both you and your agent would have the opportunity to make meaningful revenue share from the revenue that your new teammate produces. This is an amazing tool for growing your team and your network. Another really cool aspect of Real that is really attractive to team members and really helps with recruiting to your team is that Real awards every agent in the company stock once they cap with the company every single year. A team lead or any full capping agent in the company currently receives 150 shares of stock when they hit their $12,000 cap with Real. And a team member who is on a half or a quarter cap with Real will receive free stock from the company when they pay their $6,000 or $4,000 cap with the company. Those on a half cap will receive 75 shares, and those on a quarter cap would receive 50 shares. For me, this is really exciting. So I didn't even tell my team about this at first, and I've really enjoyed the surprise once they've capped and suddenly they get this email that they are getting this free stock, and they're just, every single one of them has been pumped. In addition to that, team members are allowed to participate in the Real Stock Purchase Program, by which they use a portion of their commission to buy company stock, and the company gives them free bonus stock on top of it. I have all the details on that in several other videos, but it's a great benefit to agents and a great talking point when you are attracting to your team. Now, whether an agent wants to take advantage of that or not is totally up to them, but it's one more thing that you can offer and another reason why someone might choose your team over someone else's. Now, before I forget, there are 2 other types of team at Real. One is a domestic partnership team. If you and your life partner are in the business together, you can structure a team in such a way that the two of you function as one entity in Real's system. So there's just one split between the two of you, and there's just one $12,000 cap that you would both pay into. Interestingly, Amanda, my wife, and I are both in the business together. We have a larger team, so we did not connect ourselves as a domestic partnership in the Real system for various reasons. Happy to jump on a call and tell you why we chose not to, but it can be a great option for some people. The third and final type of team that you can have at Real is called a marketing group. In this format, everyone in the group is actually on a full cap with Real, and their splits and their caps function in the same way as any team lead or any individual agent. Now, agents who form this type of team typically do so to share a marketing name, and they may send or refer transactions to each other within the group. However, they have no formal team agreement. So before we jump into the operations aspect of Real, there are two other benefits for team leaders that I would be remiss not to share. First is that Real has outstanding training and outstanding conferences. We plug our team into different aspects of training through Real Academy, and it's really helped carry some of the load with team training and agent growth. As an agent at Real, you are learning from the best agents in the company, from markets all over America. As you already know, getting the best training in this business is hard to find in your local market because local experts consider you competition. So agents usually need to go to conferences and get out of market to get great training, and to do so is usually expensive. But every agent at Real has a masterclass subscription to all things real estate through Real's Real Academy. The other thing I have to touch on, one team leader to another, is the power of revenue share for building passive income. If this is an aspect of Real that you find attractive, please reach out to me to discuss. Team leaders are usually some of the biggest attractors to Real, and the income potential of this is really incredible. Okay, I want to touch on the operations aspect of Real and the technologies that they offer. Now, Real is first and foremost a tech-based company, and agents run their business through the proprietary reZen app. Now, on reZen, agents upload their files for broker review. They communicate directly with their broker about paperwork and transactions. On the reZen app, you can easily pull all your documents for any file, track your commissions and caps, and those of your team. You can have documents signed and saved right through the app, design marketing pieces for your team or listings, or access Real Academy and Real Wallet. I think one of the things that we like best about the ops aspect of Real is that we get paid so fast. Closing attorneys wire the money to Real, and they distribute commissions in no time. Or in the event an agent needs to pick up their own commission check, it's super easy to just send it to Real over your phone and get paid quickly. Real's accounting and payment system is fantastic. Other operational aspects to consider: brokers at Real focus on contract compliance and review, as well as advice on what I call situational real estate. Hey, I'm in this situation or that. What's your advice? What do I do? What brokers at Real do not do is recruit agents to the company. The job of growing the company has been given back to the agents. The other thing that your broker at Real probably won't do is lead a lot of trainings. The president of Real himself actually leads a lot of the agent training here, which is very, very unique. As we discussed before, most of the other training at Real is agent-led. Elite agents coach in Real Academy and through various masterminds, and Real awards these leading agents with company stock through what they call their Culture Award, where an elite agent can make an additional $8,000 in company stock by giving back to the Real community. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If this video was beneficial, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you still have any questions about what it's like to lead a team at Real, I would love to jump on a one-on-one video call with you. My contact information is in the description below, so just shoot me an email or a text, or click on my Calendly link and book a time for a call that works well for you. Talk to you soon.